Good morning, lovely people. During my shopping videos, I sometimes mention ingredients that I make a slow cooker pasta and turkey dish. So I'm just going to show you how I make it. I'm not really set up for filming food videos. I film on an iPad and it's too big to put, or I can't get it, I just can't film it. So I'm doing this on my phone and hoping it's going to work, but it's not going to be a smooth and seamless cooking video, I'm afraid. So I have got a, I think this is a 6 litre, it's a James Martin Fowal crock pot or a slow cooker if you're in the UK. And I've had it on for about 15 minutes and I've put it on high. So you don't have to do that step, but I just like to get it warmed up. This is another step that you don't have to do. You can literally just bung everything in the slow cooker, but I think it just tastes nicer. I mean, not that I can taste with my COVID, but I have taste memory that I just like getting a bit of colour on food. I think it tastes nicer. So here, I've chopped up I've finely diced a red onion. I've got some lazy garlic because I'm a lazy girl, and then I've got my turkey mince. I've got 500 grams of breast meat, and then I've got 2 packs of 250 of thigh because I think that does just give a slightly better flavour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to brown these all off and then I'll come back. So I'm just frying off my turkey mince now along with the onions and the garlic. I've actually done mine in 2 batches just because I want it to colour up and for the turkey to cook rather than it's kind of, you know, when it kind of boils a little bit and lots of liquid comes out, so I didn't want that to happen. So I just popped, this is the second half, I popped the first half already in my warmed up slow cooker. So I'm just going to finish this off and then I'll get back to you. Try and chop down any kind of turkey chunks like here, just so that you've got a mince rather than little clumps of it. I'm finished frying now and I've added it all to my warmed slow cooker, and to that I added the following herbs. So I added a teaspoon of rosemary, a teaspoon of thyme, a teaspoon of marjoram, 2 teaspoons of basil, a teaspoon of oregano. I added 2 cans of chopped tomatoes and then I swooshed the can out with cold water up to about half in each can, and also added that into the crock pot as well. And then I added salt and pepper to taste. I would say go heavy because turkey's quite tasteless if we're honest, although it is good for you. So it needs and can take some good seasoning. So this is what we're left with now. Oops. That's it all. As you can see, it's quite wet, but don't worry about that. That's going to cook for 5 hours now on high. I'm going to get my lid back on so that you can get going. It's going to cook for 5 hours on high and the pasta's going to go in there, so that liquid will get soaked up. If you feel it's too wet, you know, you can always do the trick where you put a tea towel over so that the condensation doesn't drip back into the meal. But it will be fine, trust me. It doesn't look like it will be at the moment, but it will. I told you I'm not very good at these cooking things. I forgot to mention that you need to add some tomato puree, so I'm going to pop that in now. You need about 3 tablespoons. I'm squeezed down to about here. I'm going to put all of that in, so that's just under half a tube. Another thing I said wrong, I'm just stirring that tomato puree in now. I think I said it cooks for 5 hours. Now it doesn't, it actually cooks for 3. And now is a good time to taste it. What I do is, I know it's still got some kind of slightly raw turkey in, so I'm not going to eat any turkey. But if you just dip your spoon in so that you've just got juice on it, and then you can check your seasoning. That's tasting pretty good with what we've put in. But yeah, that's another wee tip. See you back in 3 hours. Okay, we're back. It's been over 3 hours actually. I just turned my alarm off and let it go for a little while longer. Let's take the lid off. And give it a stir. Okay, as you can see, it's thickened up quite a bit, but it is still quite liquidy, and you might have noticed that quite a bit of condensation went back in when I took the lid off. I'm happy with this consistency at the moment, but if you had put too much water in, you could cook it still on high and just cook it with the lid off, because that makes the liquid evaporate. So but what I'm going to do now is stir the penne in. I've got 340 grams of it. There's only 2 of us eating this, but well, I like to cook it and then freeze it, because it just means I don't have to cook in the week, but it freezes up really well. So what you want to do is get the penne all stirred in. I like to try and, you can't completely, but I do like to try and get the majority of it under the surface of the mince. Just make sure everything's down, and that way it cooks, it absorbs and it cooks nicely. You don't get any kind of hard crunchy bits. So as you can see, I'm just knocking it all down like that. And now I'm going to put the lid on, and I'm going to leave that now for a further 30 minutes to cook. I don't know, I mean, it might be teaching your grandmother to suck eggs, but you do know that with a slow cooker you really shouldn't lift the lid. This is the first time I've taken the lid off in 3 hours. Don't take the lid off, don't to look inside it, don't take the lid off to stir it. It's not going to stick, and you just need to keep all of that heat in, and you let that all out by taking the lid off. So yeah, just a little tip, leave it alone. So it's been half an hour since I last saw you, and let's get this lid off. Ooh, let steam out, and that's what we're left with. I'll give it a good old stir. At this stage you can just pinch a piece of penne out, but I can tell by the way it's swollen that it's cooked. So next we're going to go in with the mozzarella. I've just got this bag. It's a 250 gram bag from Tesco's of grated mozzarella, and I'm going to wallop the whole lot in. And I'm just going to stir that all in. Stuck on the edge there. Just want to work it through the whole dish. It goes delightfully stringy in there. When I serve this dinner, we usually have it with some parmesan on the top, because we do like it super cheesy, and also with some garlic bread, something like that. What I am going to do, look, you see these cheese strings. What I'm going to do is I am just going to pop the lid back on and make sure that cheese is melted for another 5 minutes. Film the final part of the video and show you what it looks like. The cheese is all melted now, and it's pretty much, it's not dry, but it's ready to eat. As you can see down the sides, there's no liquid now. So when I told you not to worry about how wet it looked to start with, there's the end result. And also here it is dished up. That's what I'm going to have for my dinner. So I'm going to go and watch some Ozarks on Netflix and eat my dinner. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.